Now, you're probably wondering why I've started this video off with these strange random items. But what you're looking at here is one of the most bizarre things that have ever happened to me. So I'd been at work from early in the morning. I came back late in the evening, quite late in the evening, and I found these items on my bed. Now, before I went to work, I know what I do every morning I go to work is I make my bed and I put my blanket nice and straight. And when I came back, I found these items on my bed. So the first thing I do is question the family, but more like accusing the family is, why have you dumped this pile of rubbish on my bed? Because I'm thinking a family member has left these items on my bed. Maybe they've been tidying up, decluttering or whatever, and they've decided that they don't want to deal with it. Maybe they think these items somehow belong to me, and so they've left it on my bed for me to deal with. So I go questioning the family and saying, what have you dumped that on for? Why have you dumped all this on my bed? And nobody has a clue what I'm on about. So at first I think they're winding me up, but it soon becomes apparent, even questioning the day after, that actually nobody has left this stuff on my bed, and people are getting quite tired of me asking them or even accusing them, and they're absolutely swearing down, swearing on everything that it's not them. So at this point, I do believe my family members that it's not them. So what we have here, and like I say, it's bizarre that it was left there, but the actual items themselves are bizarre and quite comical. So this is what's being left. So we have this witch's hat. I think it's like a glow in the dark, according to the label. It's some kind of like glow in the dark, neon witch's hat, and then a coat hanger, a ribbon, some random piece of paper. At first I thought it was like a plaster, or a band-aid was on, which kind of made me feel a bit grossed out, but I think it's some kind of sticker transfers being on there. But yeah, we got the ribbon, and then we got odd socks. We got one black and one black and red, the phone charger, and €5. And in here as well, a tea light candle. Now, can anybody explain why I've had these items and what they could symbolise? And there's a reason why I'm not coming on camera, because it is bizarre and it is comical. I think if somebody had been trying to creep me out, why choose like a pink witch's hat? Why not the standard black witch's hat? Why pink one? Nobody in our house is into the colour pink. It's not something anybody identifies as ever buying. I don't know why the €5 are there as well. Nobody's gone on vacation to a European country in the family for a little while. We've gone other places, but no one's actively visited a European country. I just want to know why I would have been left these gifts, and why they were placed on my bed. I know my mum says that the black sock definitely belongs to her. It is her sock, but nothing else has been claimed. I mean, this phone charger, we all have iPhones in the house. That's not an iPhone charger. I just find it really, really bizarre. Now, I will give you a little bit of backstory about the house. We do have some kind of haunting going on in the house, where we do have the spirit of a little girl within the house. It's been seen by many people, including non-family members, and I'm on about like visitors as well, who've come to the house. It's something that we've learned to deal with, because it's not like it's all the time. And as the years have gone on, because we've been in the house almost 30 years, and as the years have gone on, ourselves, we've not really seen anything, although strange things like this from time to time do happen. We've had some like really big things, we've had some smaller things going on. I'd say this being left on my bed, if in fact everyone in the family is telling me the truth, and it really is not them, and it's not some kind of practical joke, then you know, this is up there. This is up there with the bizarre things. Now, yes, I know a lot of people might think, oh, it is your family, they've definitely left it, and that. I'm not going to give any background on my family, and that is why I believe that it really isn't them. But you know, for argument's sake, if you were to say it was them, they would know. The first thing I would do about something like this being left on my bed is freak out at the mess. They know I would not link it to a haunting, to some kind of, you know, spiritual thing. They know, because I like everything so neat and tidy. My first reaction is going to be, why is there a mess on my bed? Who's left a mess on my bed? That's my first reaction, and it was my first reaction. Is like, you know, I've come in from work, you know, and I've basically found a pile of crap on my bed, and who's left it there, and why didn't you just take it up to the bins? Why didn't you just take it outside? Why didn't you just dispose of it? So if they were trying to scare me, if they're trying to spook me, they would have thought of something a little bit more scarier than this. So that's why I believe they would, if they wanted to scare me, that they wouldn't have left things on my bed, knowing that I'd freak out at the mess rather than freak out at it being a ghost. So I just want people's thoughts on it. You know, if people are watching this video, and you know, you can take the time like to comment on it and that. I just want to know, do you think it's like gifts being left like from the spiritual world? Do I leave a gift back? I have got like a random teddy bear no one's claimed, so I might leave that. But my family are aware that I'm going to leave that, so I have said to everyone, you know, I don't want it going missing, and you know, if it isn't like a spirit who's taking it. Or do you think it's best like not even to meddle in that kind of stuff? You know, we are big believers in Christ and God and that, so even if there was something like attached to these items, I really don't fear it. You know, but what I did anyway is, because I came in from work obviously and found this stuff on my bed, I didn't go running up to the bin straight away and disposing of it, and you know, saying like loads of prayers and that. You know, I was tired, and I knew that nothing could spiritually attack me anyway. I just, after, you know, I got showered and that, I got in bed, you know, lifted the stuff off my bed and placed it on my floor, and I've slept with it on the floor all night. You know, I didn't move it out my room. I don't feel, even if there was something attached to these items, I actually don't believe that it could attack me anyway, because you know, I'm a big believer in God. I'm a big believer in Christ. You know, I'm not, you know, meaning to like bring God into this, but you know, I do feel protected by God. I do feel protected by Jesus. So I don't fear anything like attacking me spiritually anyway. I don't think anything's powerful enough to do that. But yeah, these items, I don't know what they could symbolise, or whether it just was, you know, a kind little offering from our little ghost girl in the house and that. So I did think about binning them this morning, about throwing them outside, but then I thought, well, what if it is a nice little gift? The little ghost girl is, you know, probably thought she was doing a nice thing. I don't know. But like I say, it's bizarre, it's comical, because, you know, if someone was trying to scare me and trying to make me believe that, you know, this is some kind of haunting, they could have picked better items than this. This is why I'm loath to believe that anyone in my family is behind this, because they would have chosen something a lot more creepier than this, you know, not a pink witch's hat. We do have a lot of Halloween decorations, and we certainly do have black witches hats, like for props and that. And you know, we have got like other items in the house that we do use for Halloween props. So this is just slightly bizarre. None of the items make sense to me. Looking at these items, as I'm sure most people are at the moment, you're looking at these items and there's like no connection. Or maybe you are looking at these items and thinking, yeah, these items are actually connected to each other, or they symbolize something. But yeah, just to run through the items again, there's this witch's hat, there's this coat hanger, there's a ribbon, there is some kind of random piece of paper there, just blank. There's a tea light candle, which is quite dusty, a phone charger which does not fit anyone's phone in the house, €5, and a pair of odd socks. So yeah, let me know what you think about this. It's like I say, it's crazy, it's bizarre, it's comical. None of it's like actual creepy stuff. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are, and yeah, feel free to comment and like this video as well if you've enjoyed it. But yeah, I'd love to hear people's thoughts, so thank you for watching.